Everyone is always talking about the best places to live when you move to Charlotte. However, it's not a lot of people talking about where not to live. So in this video, I am going to be sharing with you places that I personally would not move to with my family. Over the phone, driving I get my phone when you drunk, you tell me exactly how you. Hey y'all, I'm Camille Washington. I am a licensed real estate agent and I help people buy, sell, and relocate to the greater Charlotte area. I have been in North Carolina pretty much my whole entire life in various parts of North Carolina. And today I'm going to be sharing with you places that I would personally not move to here in the Charlotte area. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The very first place that I would not consider moving to is Gastonia. Now, Gastonia is not technically Charlotte, but it's the outer skirts. And when people are moving to Charlotte, people often consider the outskirts of Charlotte as well within a 30-minute radius. And Gastonia does happen to be 30-minute radius of Charlotte without traffic. That's the gag. And that is the number one reason I would never move to Gastonia ever. As a matter of fact, my family and I moved to Gastonia and we lived there for maybe 1 year, about 1 year. And that was the most difficult, most challenging year going to and from work in my entire life. I've kind of been spoiled to live close to all of my workplaces, but Gastonia, the traffic was unbelievable. If you did not get out of the house by 6:20, 6:30, and you worked in Charlotte, just be prepared to sit in traffic. And really, that is the only reason that I would not move to Gastonia, because going down 85, there was always some type of traffic jam, and then it magically cleared up after the Belmont area. I'll try to put like a map so you can see what I'm talking about, but the congestion and getting home from work was even worse. Like, it would easily add on 30 minutes to your drive for no apparent reason. So that is the first place that I would not move to. Other than that, Gastonia was pretty cool. I did like that it was a smaller town, but you really had everything else that you needed. There's malls there, you have Target, there's TJ Maxx, Ross, Home Goods. Like, it's all the fun home stores. And it really had everything you needed, but getting to and from Charlotte was a nightmare. Now, considering if you are moving to the Charlotte area and you work from home, then obviously that won't be a factor for you and you're good to go. Otherwise, I did enjoy my time in Gastonia outside of that small piece. But our entire life was set up for Charlotte, so it personally did not work. And I would never move there again. The next place that I would never move to, yeah, I'm going to say never. I hate to say never, but we're going to go with never here. It's Uptown. Uptown is basically like Charlotte's downtown, and it's filled with high-rise condos, apartments, and honestly, it's just overpriced for no reason. Uptown in a lot of ways has kind of gone downhill, but then in other regards, it has elevated. I will say that there are really nice restaurants in Uptown Charlotte, and sometimes there is a little buzz with different festivals that are going on. Y'all know we have NBA team here, we have the NFL here, we have a lot of professional sports here, and there's a lot of buzz. But for that reason, because there's so many people, especially on game traffic days, it just gets so congested. And to be quite honest, this is me personally, do not feel like Uptown is suited for family. Like, I would not want my kid living in Uptown. No, thank you. No, thank you. I will pass on Uptown. The next area I would not consider moving to if I was relocating to Charlotte is East Charlotte. East Charlotte is just not my vibe. It's not my vibe. Everything is so spaced out. Granted, I usually like that, but it's like spaced out and low-key, not as well kept, not as tidy in some areas. Not every area, but in some areas. And there's not a good number of stores and things that I would typically shop at. There are a lot of like, I'm not even gonna say that on camera, but I don't know. It's just not my vibe, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of car dealerships, and I don't know. Everything just looks congested and just no place that I would personally want to be. And if you know what I mean, maybe you don't, but it's nowhere that I would want to do my grocery shopping and going to my favorite stores, Home Goods, Target, TJ Maxx, Ross, At Home. Like, I just feel like nothing is really over there. Yes, they do have a Target, but I don't know. It's just not, I don't know. I guess it's not as uppity. Yeah, I guess I'll say that. Okay, the next place that I would not move to is North Charlotte. And similar to East Charlotte, I feel like North Charlotte is just not as well kept. And granted, I am not speaking of Concord, I'm not speaking of Harrisburg, Huntersville, or any of the cities that are north of Charlotte. I'm specifically talking about North Charlotte. Now, there are some areas like University area, Prosperity, that is really nice, but then, like, I don't know, it depends on the pocket. It depends on the pocket. But for that reason, because of how that side of town is kept up, that is why I would not consider moving to North Charlotte. Like, I don't know, there's motels everywhere, but you get like the motels, some of the rinky dink gas stations. It's just not as nice. But again, that is just pockets. It's not every part of North Charlotte. There are sincerely nice parts of North Charlotte. And the very last place that I would not consider moving to is Belmont. That is for the same reason as Gastonia. When you are leaving Gastonia to drive into Charlotte, you are passing Belmont, and that is part of that I-85 traffic and congestion. They need to expand that road or determine a different traffic pattern, because it's absolutely insane. And that is the main reason that I would not live in Belmont. Otherwise, outside of traffic, it is very cute, it's very clean, it's very charming. But yeah, Belmont is a great city. It's very cute, very quaint. It just gives the small town vibes. And my children actually used to go to a doctor's office there, and their dentist is there. So I do like Belmont, but for the reason of traffic alone, I just would not want to live on that side of town. Granted, it is a little bit better than Gastonia because it's closer to Charlotte, and you can literally be in Charlotte one moment and then Belmont in another. But I'm just kind of over it with where we work specifically. The traffic is just insane. And if at all possible, I don't want to go through that ever again. So that is the main reason why I would not move to Belmont. That pretty much concludes the 5 places that I personally would not move to with my family. Now, just because I personally would not move to these areas don't mean that it couldn't be a great fit for someone else or another family. If you're moving to Charlotte and you just want my honest take on certain neighborhoods that you feel could be good with your lifestyle, don't hesitate to reach out to me at CamilleSalesCarolina@gmail.com. The email is also going to be linked down in the description box below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more content on moving and relocating to Charlotte. I will be posting another video on the 5 neighborhoods that I would move to at this current moment with my family. So be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell to be notified when I post a new video. And also comment down below and let me know what other things you're interested about when it comes to making your move to Charlotte. Until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Sometimes it's soft as a misty rain that gently touches my soul.